Why would President Emmanuel Macron, the leader of France, threaten to send French soldiers marching into Ukraine? It's a question that's been making headlines and stirring debate in geopolitical circles. Let's unpack this, shall we? In the early stages of the Ukraine conflict, Macron maintained a stance of dialogue with Russian President Vladimir Putin. This approach, distinct from many of his Western counterparts, was rooted in the belief that communication could deter further escalation. However, as tensions rose and Russia's actions became increasingly aggressive towards France, Macron's stance began to shift. Russia's aggression took various forms, from cyber attacks on French infrastructure to threats of shooting down French planes over the Black Sea. This series of events, coupled with the assassination of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, pushed Macron to the edge. At the same time, Ukraine was running out of ammunition, and America's ability to provide aid was hampered by bureaucratic red tape in Congress. With Germany perceived as too weak to provide a European response, the situation reached a critical point. It was at this juncture that Macron made a shocking statement. He hadn't ruled out deploying ground troops to help Ukraine win its battle against the invading Russian forces. This declaration took his NATO allies by surprise. Not the US, not the UK, not a single other NATO member seconded the idea. Macron found himself isolated on the international stage, but he seemed undeterred. The French president's threat to Russia was more than a mere political statement. It was the weapon of a nuclear power president, a demonstration of his willingness to defend French values in Ukraine. Macron's domestic rivals on both the left and the right may condemn him as a warmonger, but in his view, their criticism only highlights their weakness. This saga of Macron's evolving stance on the Ukraine conflict and his recent threats to Russia brings us to the present moment. It's a significant departure from his initial position, and it carries potential implications for the future of international relations, the stability of Europe, and the outcome of the conflict in Ukraine. In summary, Macron's journey from dialogue to threats of military intervention is a reflection of the escalating tensions between France and Russia. While his stance has been met with isolation and criticism, it's also a bold assertion of France's commitment to stand up for its values and allies. How this saga will unfold and shape the future remains to be seen. Stay tuned for more insightful discussions on global politics and current affairs.